Okay, the other forum exam question that I noticed was from October of 2008. Okay, you'll notice that this is very similar type of question as we just discussed. And if you care to try it, it works out to be just under 4 seconds. And so we have the 10 seconds times the number of angles in square root, but that's divided by the number of angles, so that's 10 seconds, and then we bring it down to standard by dividing by the expansion factor, which if you could scroll down to the chi-squared distribution, 99% one-dimensional is 663, so if you take the square root of that, it's 2.57. Very popular number. And the second part of that question was basically the same as the previous one that we were discussing, again, where there's a discrepancy between individual sets. And so I thought I was helping a little bit because I gave the actual answer to the A part in the B part. Subtopic area is controller 1.3, and this goes back now to our original outline for our session today. Would there be any questions on it, because that's never really come up in any of the forum.
Which one, James?
That would be 1.3 control.
1.3.
The 1.4 for today was suggesting what you might do in advance of the second session, which deals with instrumentation, testing, and utilization. The most useful book for EDM is the one by Ruger, and that's the bulk of the questions that were in the study guide. Basically, how do you, what tests do you perform particularly for EDM instruments? And this will go back to maybe some of the exam questions that have already been fielded, so we'll deal with those in our next session. So in addition to looking at March of 2011, also there were forum questions from October of 2009 and October of 2008, so we'll look at those as well. So the first two sessions that we're having, this one and the next one, are dealing with equipment in general surveying terms, in the sense that if we have a certain positioning requirement, we should choose certain procedures and equipment. When we start getting into the third and fourth sessions, we'll be looking at special applications of positioning, and particularly in the third session will be what happens if we do repeated measurements and want to make comparisons. And how do we take our normal positioning techniques, which we can refer to as geodetic surveying, how do we then relate to it other types of difference determinations like geotechnical? And also dealing with things of much higher precision than what you normally would be encountering. And then in the fourth session is taking it all together again, but going underground where we have limitations in geometry and problems with connecting to the surface.
James, I have a question. A candidate mentioned that the 1996 Ruger is no longer available for purchase. Can we get it somewhere?
I think that you will find it on the CBIP's website, the extracts of it.
We're going to have to look into that, James, I think.
You're right. I think maybe it isn't, but I can provide you with an image of that if necessary.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is available or not available, but that's something we'll have to clear up next week with you, James, to make sure that this stuff is available.
You're right. I think maybe it isn't, but I can provide you with an image of that if necessary.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is available or not available, but that's something we'll have to clear up next week with you, James, to make sure that this stuff is available.
If there is a more recent version than 96, then that's fine if it deals with electronic distance measurement, but there is a book available from the University of New South Wales which is called Electronic Surveying Instruments, a Review of Principles, Problems, and Procedures 2003. And that's one of the ones that's listed in the learning outcomes, but it doesn't deal with EDM measurements as extensively as his EDM book from 96.
Yeah, and one candidate came up with that reference exactly. Available via UNSW. So SASIS.
School of Surveying and Spatial Information Systems.
Yeah, thank you.
So if necessary, I can provide you with a scan of Ruger's EDM parts, the chapters that would pertain to.
Okay, I see. Yes, please post. Well, okay. And Ruger deals with reflectors in this new edition, but I don't think he refers to the same item shown in 96. I think you confirmed that, James, eh?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, there's no more questions. So I think you're done, James, for today?
I've run out of things to say for today, yes.
Okay.
I believe the next session is on the 20th of August.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for attending, all the attendees for attending this first of 4 webinars on how to prepare for C3. The next one is scheduled for August 20th at the same time.